Good morning, everybody. Life is great. Life is grand. Life is good. Life is beautiful. With you. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, however, good or bad, it's not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. My name is Wayne McDonell. I am the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. Thank you so much for being a client. We appreciate you. Throw your diamonds in the sky. Do these sessions Monday through Friday here at Forex.Today, starting at 7:30 a.m., approximately London lunch, but a couple of hours before the New York Open. My goal is to help you become a successful Forex trader that can trade profitably for years and years and years and years and years, based on things like patience and discipline, skill, and planning. So we would like to be the prime broker for your successful Forex trading business. We're going to earn it through loyalty and respect. That's cool, right? Yeah, it's not a bad business model. All right, so let's start here. This goes back to a previous conversation. I don't remember who it was. Somebody wanted to buy dollar. They wanted to sell the Canadian dollar. And that was their plan. They wanted to know, could they buy it up in this red zone? The answer was, no way, Jose. But if you were going to buy it, you had to look for support. Where would that support be? We look down here, there was a monthly pivot. There's a role reversal based on price action. So you would wait for it to come down to this area, and then maybe you consider buying. So now we're in that spot. I don't know if that person is still bullish or not, but now is the time to start planning. Now, I'd say if I were me, I'd be a little bit concerned about this. Oh, come on. About this area here holding. Now, there was one test of this resistance, okay? Right, and I'd call that secondary resistance. The primary resistance here is the monthly R2. So you throw that together, long-term and medium-term traders both agree that this red zone is a place to get out. So the fact that it tested the secondary, and respected it, and then is testing the primary and respecting it, and now making lower low, lower highs like this is a little disconcerting, but it doesn't matter. If you're a bull, you can still plan it. What do you want to see down in this area? You know, do you want to see like this? That's all it is. You don't have to be right. You have to be in the right place, right? So you just got to be there and plan it out. Okay? Please, right? Don't go aggressive. So you sit and you wait and you plan, so on and so forth. But it's an amazing coincidence that it's respecting monthly reversal pivots, right? Isn't it great that you got the MR2, monthly R2, and the weekly R2? And some people are shocked that it's held. Right? Doesn't seem that shocking to me, right? So the question is now, what is the support? That, you know, again, so now you have a hypothesis. If you you happen to be a bull, okay, you're expecting a hawkish Fed, and you're expecting oil prices to fall. So if that's true, then we simply need to look at this area. And there's a pivot cluster here and this roll reversal. Okay? So it's one of these things, like no one knows if you're right or wrong. Okay? Here's the thing. You should know the place to buy and sell. You don't know if the market agrees with you. But you should know that down here is a place to buy, and you should know up here is a place to sell. And that's all we talked about yesterday, is buying up here, even if you're a bull, is extremely foolish. Okay? And where could you sell? First touch, lower high, lower low. Second touch, there's a sell right there. Yeah, but Wayne, I don't like to sell near the London Open. Wayne, I don't like selling MR2, WM4. I just, at the London Open, that's just too crazy for me after a, you know, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? So it's one of these things. Oh, am I messing it up? Well, then forget about it. Is it an M1? It's acting like an R2. Yeah. Monthly R2, weekly R2. Okay, and that's straight out of the swing trading course. Yeah. Yeah, support pivots. Well, let's take a look. How are our swings doing? Well, looks like we're moving up to the next level. Yeah. Yeah, but they're acting as resistances. That's why. So I look at it. I mean, I didn't look at, I just look at where it is and how it behaves, right? So if you're below it and rising, even if it's an MS2, it's acting as an MR2 or whatever. You know what I mean? So anyways, so let's go all the way back to like multiple weeks ago. We had this big conversation, right, down in here. Higher high, higher low, right? And then we had this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And do you remember up in here? Right. You remember? I did it again for like the 5th time or something. How many people remember that? It may not have been this exact pair, but we certainly did it a couple of times on some pairs. I think it was this pair where I went through, this is a 4-hour. I think I did it on an hourly. But we went over and over and over this idea of breakout, buy it at support, right? Breakout, buy it at support, breakout, buy it at support, breakout. And I showed it to you and everyone went, oy vey, why can't I do this? I need to be doing this. This should be making so many pips. So then even up in here, once we hit this, I'm like, well, you just simply need to pay attention to this area, right? Yeah, okay, it took 2 days to come down, but then it came down and then it's gone again. Again, over and over and over and over and over. Yeah, you could, Robert. Only this type of year, though, Robert. If it was like February or April or something, or June, I would say no. Okay? But September, yes, absolutely. Because remember, my target is somewhere between third week of November and the third week of December. Okay? That's my target. My target is calendar based, right? So yeah, you'd add and 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 out. Right? Anthony says, nut. How would one work that out for oneself, Wayne? You know what? I have no idea what you're asking. Not, not how would you, yeah. That's right. I know you're asking something in there. Yeah. So I've gone over it many times over the years. Okay. It's starting the third week. What you do is you add your stop, you enter, and then we did this on, was it the CAD yen? Do you remember I was up like 300 pips before I even moved my stop to break even? Then it dropped like 100 pips or something, and then it started moving up, and then I was up like 400 pips. So then I locked in 100, and then it went up 500 pips. But so it got to 550 or something. But then it hit like a cluster of resistance pivots, monthly and weekly. So I jammed my stop even closer. Remember all of that? But you buy the dips, move the stop when appropriate. But your goal is not to get out, right? It's not that I'm locking in profit. Your goal is to stay until December, right? Okay, but I know I set you guys up months before all of this happened. We picked out the lines. I gave you the strategies. I talked about it for hours and hours and hours. So I'm assuming you're killing it, right? So even just like a few days ago, if I'm like, hey man, right, here's the old role reversal. Let's do it for the 5th time. If you're a bull, you would buy here. Yeah, Peter, yes, that's how I would do it. Absolutely. And if it's not in profit enough, find a different pair and tiptoe into that one. Okay? So anyways, I hope you guys are killing it. Or like just loving life, living large. So I guess we can go and look at some of these, we like the CAD. Let's do another one of those, the CAD. CAD, and here it is. Okay. So where did I get out on my CAD? So now we have a week of hindsight, I guess. Okay. Now the concern was the monthly pivot and the weekly resistance. That's all I knew in here. And we talked about it. We discussed it as a group. I was still in the trade. I was moving stops. I told you why I was concerned. Right? How did I do? It's been about a week. How would you grade that? Yeah, it was 450 or something like that. So here's the thing. We discussed the entry. I took the entry. We discussed the exit. I took the exit. But we discussed it first, then made the decision as a group, and that's that. And you could always get back in. The question is, do you want to get in here? Okay. So, anyways, last week, 6 people asked to get a coupon code to trade the swing trading course. Okay. 6 people said they'd do it. Yeah. So you got to get on it because there's an entry I'm looking at right now. Yeah, Heather's like, yeah, but I bought the full course. Well, shame on you, Anthony. Yeah. Brady, I got the code. I get it. I got it. I got the code. My trades are tight. You wish you whoa. Yeah, I felt like there was a wrap in there, but it didn't quite work out. Is it Wednesday? Why don't we do a Fed meeting today? Oh, wait. Yeah. Fed meeting. What do you think? Should we gamble some significant amount of money? No. There's more fun ways to gamble your money. Right? Yeah, save it for Vegas. So, anyways, that's doing what it should be doing. I think we talked about this on a different chart, but like, didn't we discuss this as being, you know, resistance even a blind man could see? Will it be volatile? Well, nobody expects the Fed to raise interest rates today. So if they raised interest rates today, volatility may go up. You know, may, right? Okay, great. So it comes down to the speeches, as you say. Okay, great. What are they going to talk about? 2 things. Are they going to raise in December, yes or no? Well, that's going to be data dependent. Data dependent on what? Inflation, efficient or productivity, and growth, so GDP. Remember, GDP isn't inflation, it's growth. So inflation and growth, and in particular, wages, which is going to be now related to productivity. See, everyone has a job, but productivity sucks. So whatever. So we got a lot of things that need to happen in that speech. And then lastly, how quickly do they want to burn through their balance sheet? Okay. So there's a lot that could go in there into that. So you should write those things down, pay attention to what's said, and try to interpret. Now, and you can even watch the market, and then if the market goes, ooh, 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 try to figure out what they said. You're like, is that growth that they just talked about? Is that inflation that they just talked about? Is that wages they just talked about? or was it the balance sheet that they just talked about? I mean, literally, you should decipher it. It's not, don't worry about making money today. Just don't worry about it. There's much better ways to make money. You know the better ways to make money? The boring ways. How does a golfer make money? Putting. You drive for show, you putt for dough. So same thing, boring trading is where you make your riches. Fed meeting, volatility going all over the place, especially if you're an amateur, is just a wonderful opportunity to lose money. Okay, so anyways, so look at it as an educational opportunity. What do you think the key points are going to be? What is actually said? How and in particular, when does the market react? Okay. Okay. So anyways, let's move on with the technicals. Guess I could do my Kiwi stuff. Okay, do you guys remember doing this? What was the point of that exercise? You remember? The point was, and I guess I'll use a drawing tool for this. The point was, should we buy here? Okay. Another thing that I think you should look at, because a lot of new traders think in a predictable way, actually. I'm missing it, I'm missing it, I'm missing it, I'm missing it. Okay. You never did miss it, did you? It's the same trade for people looking at the chart, same chart, but they're just looking at it from a different time frame. Okay? Somebody bigger than you just had to wait longer. It's not that it took time. They're just using a different chart. It's like being so small that you can jump in a swimming pool of water and not get wet. It's not even the second chance. It's the bigger guy's first chance. Okay? That's why there's time. Now, did it drop at a logical area? So it all started yesterday, like 24 hours ago. We were in a situation, and let me change colors now. 24 hours ago, we had observed this, and then it made a higher low, and I drew the Andrews pitchfork the other way. And it came up, made three higher lows, hit support, and then suddenly lower high. No, wait, higher low. It made a higher low. And so we just went, we got focused right in this spot here, the bottom of this upward sloping Andrews pitchfork. The question is that our signal to buy? Not only time will tell. Looks like it took off after the stock market opened. Logical. Came up, challenged the cluster of pivots, monthly R1, weekly R1. What does the R stand for? Yeah, resistance. Right? Like, is it that easy? You know what I mean? Oh, listen, sorry, Joe. Sorry, Joe. Okay, I mean, really? So the bears did what they were supposed to do. Okay, and the bulls did what they were supposed to do, and everybody else lost money. You see what I mean? The bears did what they were supposed to do. The bulls did what they were supposed to do. Everybody else lost money. And that's why I say you need to decide first and foremost, are you a bull? Are you a bear? Identify the support, identify the resistance, do what you need to do, but get it done. Don't be the monkey in the middle. Or worse, pigs, right? That's the old saying, right? If you're not a bull or a bear, you're a pig. And what happens to pigs? Yeah, pigs get slaughtered. So just be one or the other. I don't even care. And that's my other message. I don't even care which one. Just make sure to at least pretend, I mean, at least fool yourself with some sort of reasoning, right? Because the alignment of the stars, okay? Your hormonal cycle makes you believe things. Whatever, I don't care. Just be completely fooled with some sort of logical nonsense. And say, well, because of this logical nonsense, I'm extremely bullish or I'm extremely bearish. We'll never know if you're right. And sometimes you'll be right, sometimes you'll be wrong. It doesn't matter. What I want you to do is have a decision. So you know what I mean? And once you've made a decision, if you're a bull, buy its support, 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 buy its support. Why is it so confusing? Buy its support. Hey, we're at resistance. Well, then don't buy. Hey, look, we're at support now. Well, maybe you should buy. Oh, wait, we're at resistance now. Well, don't buy. You see what I mean? It's when you're swinging both ways like a broken gate that you lose money, and you fight me on this. Wayne, I don't want to make a decision. Well, you should decide to stop losing money. And then decide, flip a coin. Flip a coin, right? But I know I set you guys up on these as much as I do. I mean, I don't tell you what to do, but when I'm like, look, it made a higher high, and then a higher low, and then a higher high, and then a higher low, and then a higher high. I wonder if it'll pull back to this role reversal area, in which would make another higher low, which would then predict another higher high. I mean, that's pushing you to the edge of the cliff, but not off the cliff, right? Right? I mean, if you're going to dive in, you have to jump yourself, right? Not for every trade, for your fundamental bias. So that you'll need to do the fundamentals course, right? At least as kind of a start to think about it. Pete, you can only lead the horse to the water, and then you have to push the horse off the cliff. The same place, FX Bootcamp. So anyways, delete. Okay, so let's back up a little bit. I got to turn the drawing tool off. Go to an hourly chart. Okay, so I'm in 3 trades around 80. We're now at 82. So I'm up 600 pips. Hey, one of them is in at 79.40. So one of them is up 250 pips. One of them is up 200. I guess 2 of them are up 200. One of them is up 250. And bear in mind, the entry I deleted it now, but the wick came down, touched my entry, but didn't cover the 3-pip spread. So I should be in a 4th long trade, but I got unlucky. Hey, know what? Don't be sorry. Ask questions, right? Henley brings up a really good point. Yeah, I get paid for the weekend tonight at rollover, and that's from T+2 or T+3. I guess it's T+3. So, anyways, I get paid for Saturday and Sunday. How many people don't know what I'm talking about? You're like, this is really confusing. What are you talking about? It's something very interesting and unique in Forex. Okay. So when you're getting paid your swap, your interest earned on your trading account, you notice how once a day, bloop, right, 10 cents gets put into your account, right? Depending on how much you're trading, right? So anyway, so like these, like if you had one standard lot, you're making like $2.50 a day or something, right? Or it's taken away if you're, okay, cool. So here's the interesting thing. That happens at rollover, like 5 p.m. New York. It really depends on where your broker is, but basically 5 p.m. New York might be slightly different. Swiss trading firms do it on a Swiss clock. London, most of those firms, I think they wait for New York, and so on and so forth. But anyways, it's generally 5 p.m. New York, okay? It's whenever the broker does their books. And so at the end of the day, they close their books and then, right, and they pay whatever they pay or they take whatever they take. Okay. Here's the interesting thing. If tonight at 4:59, right, the broker's going to look at my long positions and then click, it becomes 5. And they pay me interest based on the trades I'm in. But they don't pay me interest for today. They pay me interest for, I guess it's technically Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Say what? So I get paid 3 days worth of interest tonight. Now, here's the interesting thing. What if I bought the position at 4:59 and I decide to take profit at 5:01? I've held the trade for 120 seconds or less. How much interest do I collect? $3 days worth. 72 hours worth of interest in 2 minutes. How about that? Which is like almost half the week, right? So what if once a week you held a trade for 2 minutes and collect half the week's interest? It's not quite, a little less, right? 3/7. Isn't that cool? So look, it doesn't really matter now when your Kiwi is paying you 1.75 and stuff like that, right? But let me tell you, there was a time in the world that was very interesting. This Kiwi yen pair, New Zealand paid you 8.75%, and it cost you 0.25 yen. So you cleared 8.5% annually, but you were leveraged 100 to 1. So you made 850% annual yield on the interest. Say what? Holy smokes. So, you know, I know people that have claimed in that 2-minute period to have made $30,000 on the rollover because they dropped like $5 million. And I told them, wow, that's stupid. You must be stupid. But they did it. I remember, Janelle on their Forex account. I remember he called me up and he's like, I just made $30,000 on 2 minutes. Like, no joke. Oh, I'm like, yeah, you're lucky you didn't lose 100,000 in 2 seconds. So what happens now if the market drops 30 pips? Because for some reason, like everyone's betting, they all get out. And you're in that heavy. Yeah. So to make 30,000, you'd risk 230,000? Then that just sounds stupid. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, and God doesn't answer those prayers, right, Kareem? Right. Please help me make more money. I want a yellow Lamborghini, and I'm gambling everything I could because I don't want to work hard. You know, like, yeah. Yeah, please let me be greedy, God. I mean, there's like starving children to worry about, and there's droughts and famines, and, you know, there's a lot of prayers that are like higher up. So anyways, so that's cool. So, yeah. So hopefully by tomorrow or after today, should be up 1,000 pips on that. CAD we did, USD yen we did, Aussie we did, Kiwi we did. $5A cross, whoop, whoop, whoop. Let's look at the beast. Yeah. So do you remember these conversations over time? Yeah, I'll do cable. Over time, I'll give advice like playing the laws of averages, for example. And I'll say things like, most of the time, but not every time, most of the time, this is within reason, very much often, very close to the predicted top for the time period. In this case, the month. And that, yeah, it might go further, but it usually doesn't. So, all else being equal, you could take profit and do something else with your life. So, especially if you had enough money. So, like, look, if you're hungry, you got to work every day and build it, right? But what if, no, well, I don't say that though, Brendan. I mean, there are times, again, take the swing trading course. There are only 2 counter trend trades. So you don't have to, you can in certain conditions, but look, let's say you have enough. Let's say you have enough money, like you're semi-retired, okay? You have a career, you have a home, all that kind of stuff, everything's good, but this is like retirement income for you, right? So you're not hungry, but you do this because you need to make money. Great. There's a difference, right? So what if you just simply traded up into there, and on the 15th of December, you were just done for September? You take the next 2 weeks off. Or September, for seasonality reasons, is a bit unusual. Okay? But let's just take it like as a basic idea. Okay? Even though September, I predicted September would be the month that you'd get the unusual price action above the zone. But let's just say all else being equal, if your job was to buy low and target the monthly R2, that's a nice swing, right? Monthly R2 is a nice swing. Okay, and then Robert says, but look at even in September, how much money would I have lost or missed out on? Like, what was the opportunity cost? So, for example, if I could have walked away at the 15th, what is it, the 20th now? And the difference is 35 pips? Could have taken a week off, and it cost me 35 pips in opportunity cost? Right? And this pair gave you from 140 to 150. That's 1,000 pips in 2 weeks. And you could, and then the third, you're right? That's 1,000 pips in 2 weeks. And you took the next week off and missed out on 30. Put that in your Forex pipe and smoke it. Yeah. Got chunks of garn bigger than that, right? I mean, like, think of it. You grabbed the 1,000 pips, which I prepared you for 6 months early, right? Told you it would start in the 3rd week of August, which if you go back, it has actually done that. You have to go back there. Made 1,000 pips, made your money, you could walk away, spent a whole week on the beach, hopefully not in the Caribbean, right? And missed out on 35 pips. I mean, it's cool, right? Robert says you still have potential for 2 months up. Yeah, you definitely do. So, you know, when I got my CAD yen, let's go back to that. A similar scenario, I think, right? So when I got my CAD yen to an obvious place of resistance, and that was the message. My job is to manage, not hope, not pray, all that kind of stuff. I'm in here, and as a risk manager, I know for a fact risk is increased. What do? Well, but it's supposed to go up 2 more months. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. So I said, so what is the argument here to stay in and ignore the risk? Do you guys remember that? I said, well, the chief argument is glory. You're like, I need to make at least 1,000 pips on this one, or I won't feel good about myself. Right? Psychologically, I have to make, and what did I say? Just take profit and get back in. What did I do? Right? Now look. So, but knowing when to ask those questions is important. 15 minutes ago, I said, hey, if you took the swing trading course, you would see the trade setting up. I see a trade setting up. Look at that. Okay. Hopefully you're not missing. So bear in mind, I created summer school starting in June so that you guys would have had the time to take in the opportunity to get, you know, the more detailed, deep education so you can prepare for all of this so that you can make 1,000 pips on a pound yen in 2 weeks, that you can make 500 pips on a CAD yen, that you can make, you know, these trades on the Aussie and Kiwi. They were all set up. This goes all the way back to May, our conversations. that this is going to happen in September. June and July and up until the third week of August, it's going to be really quiet. We're going to be shooting at rabbits. I think I said in the month of July, you may even be better off not trading at all and only doing the summer school stuff. How many people say that that's true? And that was all to lead you up for the third week of August to start buying yen pairs so that you can make thousands and I wanted you to make 10,000 pips in the month of September. How many people would say that's true? That I want you to make 10,000 pips in the month of September. I mean, most people would, right? Boris and Kathy send me emails like, we made over 160 pips in only 6 weeks. Sign up for $300 a month. What? Right? I'm preparing you to make 10,000 pips in the month of September. So the question is, are you taking the advice? Are you doing the work? Are you setting up? I just showed you pound yen move 1,000. Right? I mean, it's done it. And I'm telling you, like, stay until September or the third week of November. So here's what I'm hoping, because I don't know. I'm hoping that at least you believe me. And if you didn't get it this year, there's next year. Because people last year didn't believe me. Then it happened, and they're like, oh my God. Talk to Ryan, right? Ryan's drank the Kool-Aid. I prepped him a year ago and said, get ready, third week of August, it's going to go. Well, we had this Trump thing. So I waited till November, and then I said, look, it's all going to come down. And it all came back down. And then all of a sudden, I know Ryan's drank the Kool-Aid. He's totally into it. Gets it. So if anything, if I just proved to you that it's real, then there's next year and the year after and the year after and the year after. Okay. But you might be stubborn. Maybe it's not leading a horse to water. Maybe it's leading a mule to water. And I'm still going to push you off the cliff, get the mule in the water. But I don't know. At least I hope you walk away going, okay, I know it's true. I get it. It's for real. I'm going to do this. I can do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to set everything up. You're already, you know what I mean? Oh, no, well, there wouldn't be I know, I talk about seasonality in the swing trading course. Okay. So anyways, this is, look, everything has been moved. I think MT4 updated, didn't it? I noticed there's some funkiness. Yeah, it moved some things around. So anyways, sideways. What direction? This is showing down, of course. I'm just showing a swing setup. Remember, we don't know where it's going to go. Technical, in this case, like the swing setups, they don't tell you direction. You're going to have to use other analysis for that, technical and fundamental, right? So remember, you need to decide whether you're a bull or a bear. So this shows me that there is a swing. If you are a bear, that's the difference. If you are a bear, this chart doesn't tell you that. But if you are a bear and you wanted to sell oil, you only sell at resistance, and you're thinking about a swing, then this chart shows a sell at 50-50, at 50-50. It's actually 50-63, so let's say 50-55, 50-50, whatever. And if you are a bear selling at 50-50, your target is 47. That's all that says. If you are bear, you will sell here. That's your target. Okay. If you're a bull, you're going to buy between 49.65 and 48.91, and your target's going to be the other way. You might have to adjust along the way because of the monthly. But I told you 3 weeks ago when we were down here, three and a half weeks ago, that I thought it was going to come down to 45 and go up to 55. It only came down to 46. But since then, it's not been down. Right? Remember that? It was down, 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 down for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. So I'm like, nah, it's going to come down to 45. Then I think it's going to be more like a 45, 55 range. Well, you know, it's still not looking bearish, right? So if you're a bull, what would you have bought? It's pretty reasonable, isn't it? So remember, the way to get paid is to make decisions. Don't ask yourself, what does the chart tell you? It doesn't tell you anything. You're the one with answers. People with answers get paid. So like my son, who's 11, was asking questions about how much money people make. So if you work at a fast food restaurant, because he sees, you know, teenagers in there, how much money do you make? $8 an hour or something, right? And he's like, well, why would you work there for $8 an hour when a babysitter makes $16 an hour? Yeah. So on and so forth. Well, why don't you own your own business and make $1,000 and only work 5 hours? Yeah, both my kids are in the Genius program. No joke. There's actually a program. Like, really? That's pretty strong for an 11-year-old. I mean, the Genius program. It's true. I guess we got to do some gold. Gold! Okay. I don't know if we talked about this, but let's talk about it now. Do you think that's technically important, the fact that it made a lower low? We'll get there. Yeah. Technically important. Yes. And so what do you do after it made a lower low? So right now we're talking about this move. I guess I'll draw it. Let's just draw it. This move here. This low is lower than this low. Okay. What is your job when you see this? Don't tell me head and shoulders. I really dislike head and shoulders. It's just a lower low or a higher high in a trend, and then it reverses. People get really complicated with their head and shoulders. I'm trying to simplify things. Okay? Even at every head and shoulders still has the higher high or lower low, and that's really what's important. Yeah, but anyways. So you sell the lower high. That's something I've been training you for a lot. So you say, well, I wonder if this area will be important in the future. Maybe, huh? So you sell. Great. I don't care if you took the first one, second one, doesn't matter. So have we made a lower low relative to the previous lower low? So some person, can't you feel it? Some person's going to buy this. That's not funny at all. Funny how, like a clown, right? And then, is it plausible we talked about this on Monday, the fair market value, that it was a target not an entry. And that once we're at the fair market value of 1303, I have no idea where it's going to go. It can go up, it could go down. So if you don't know, why would you trade, right? I mean, we talked about that stuff, right? But if you're a bear, so like, let's go back to this. If you were a bear, what I was saying is you shouldn't sell here because, first of all, we're at fair market value. So I don't know if there are more bears along with you. There might even be some bulls. I couldn't really tell you. Also, do bears sell in the green zone? No. So what would you do? Well, find the old level support. This whole area, right? And sell high. Okay. Did you? I mean, you got that information, right? If you're going to sell, you sell high at resistance. You sell green candles. You don't sell low. You don't sell at the green zone. You don't sell at the 200 EMA. Okay. How many people are starting to feel like there's a breakthrough? Like some of this stuff is starting to trickle through and you're starting to see it. Like you're starting to see key pieces of like, oh my gosh, that lower low just will set me up for the next 3 weeks. Right? It's like all you needed to see. Now let me clear this out. All you needed to see was this, and it's game on. Right? No, thank you, Marina. So, I mean, just like game on. I am a bear, and I'm going to crush it. It's important, right? How many amateur traders are like, yeah, well, you know, I guess I'll buy it. I'll try that. Then I'll sell it, right? Oh, absolutely do. Absolutely, I do. Okay, so this is when you're selling off the 21. See, the 21 will tell you if it makes a lower low or not. If it goes a little higher, hits the 55, it tells me it's going to double bottom at the pivot. That's why I love you, so don't make a trade and let you show your moving averages. Moving averages are beautiful like a rainbow. Yeah. All right, I have to do pig dog, don't I? Somebody's asked multiple times. Okay. What does that look to you? How does that look? Like, what do you think? You want to get involved? Well, I'm pretty sure it was here. So Monday, I told you two things. Let's just go back to the trade plan. There's only trade plans. On Monday, I said you could buy it here and have a target, or you could buy it here and probably have the same target. I don't think we had a target. Okay. How many people agree with that? On Monday, it's Wednesday. So on Monday, and also just to make it clear, we were up here when we did it. But I said you buy it here, or if it falls further, because we don't know, we will buy it here. Okay? And our target is, I mean, come on, right? Right? It's funny, isn't it? I mean, come on. We did this Monday, and we're like, yeah, it's going to go up to, I can't even read that. It's going to go up to 136 and full stop. Right? So, again, if you're missing these things and I'm setting you up, you need to sign up for the training courses or something, or I don't know what it is. And if you're killing it, maybe buy me some wine and cigars and whiskey and all that kind of stuff. Right? And you got to thank TradersWay. Honestly, I've been doing this for 12 years. You know, I used to charge $300 a month. Right? And only had like 200 people paying. And what did I do? Is I hired a staff and spent it all on them, and I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in conferences, and we just had fun. Blew through all of it. Just fun. So now I'm just doing this for fun. This is cool. I like hanging with you. But I would, you know, I don't know. I don't know about you. I don't know about me. Here's what I'm trying to say. If somebody with years of experience is setting you up, pushing you in the right direction, day after day, week after week, month after month, right? I mean, you got to grab the bull by the horns, right? You got to take the ownership. You got to get life fired up, right? And just say, I can't believe I'm killing it, crushing it, making tons of money. Great. By the way, it's going to stop. You need to be prepared for that. But if we've gone through all of this and you're missing it, then you got to say no more. Whatever you've been doing to miss it, you got to stop that. Right? The holy smokes kind of stuff, right? This is where you sleep in your car. If you don't have a car, sleep in your bathtub. I think Ryan slept in the bathtub, didn't he? I think it was early on. He's like, Wayne, I keep making the same mistake, and how do I stop it? And I said, sleep in the bathtub every time you make the mistake. It's easy losing money. Mentally, we're prepared to lose money. Emotionally, we're prepared. Oh, everybody in Forex loses money. Oh, it's okay. So none of that actually prevents. So you need to, two things work really well. Public humiliation and extreme discomfort. Okay? You will go a country mile to avoid sleeping in a bathtub. If you've done it 2 or 3 times in short order, sleeping in a bathtub, all of a sudden you will skip lame trades, not because it might lose you money or the odds are not great that you will make money, but you will skip the trade simply because you do not want to spend another night sleeping in a bathtub, because it destroys your back, it destroys your neck, and it's just flat out embarrassing, right? It's just flat out embarrassing. So if you're married or have a significant other that lives with you, you need to tell them too. They need to be in on it, right? You're like, honey, I did it again. I chased price and I lost a bunch of money doing a stupid trade. All right, I'll get the pillows. That's good because I cleaned the bathtub. That's great. If you don't sleep, sleep on a hard tile floor in the kitchen. Like, Daddy's in the kitchen again? Oy vey. Right? The kids have to tiptoe around you. Yeah. No, but these things work. I'm telling you, psychologically, that's the stuff that makes you change. So the challenge that we have, and I think you can attest to this just because, let's say, intellectually, Technical analysis isn't that complicated. It's not a PhD at Harvard, right? You can get this. It's just that you're trying to learn everything and have no consistency. But the basics of technical analysis is pretty straightforward. You can get fundamentals. I mean, dude, go online, take an economics class for free, or take the fundamentals course. It's not unachievable. So then why is it so difficult? Because we need to rewire our brain. This is a physiological change, not an electrical chemical change of like, I'm going to think my way positively into some winning trades. No, I have 3 more years. I don't even like saying it. I don't even like saying it. Oh. Yeah, I have 3 more years. Yeah. So anyways, we literally need to reprogram your synapses. If you take a picture of your brain today and a picture of your brain, let's say 5 years from now, if you work on the right things, your brain will actually be different. Like they're like, oh, wow. Right? So what do we need to do to like get you to think and more importantly, act differently? And I believe it is some of those things. So like people have told me my book is the worst book ever written. It's on Amazon. The worst, and I'm a scumbag. But I'll tell you, I think there's some unique things in that book where I tell you things like write down the things specific things you're going to work on this week after reviewing all your trades from last week. Identify your strengths and weaknesses, remind yourself of the strengths, but then identify 1 or 2 specific things you're going to work on improving on this week and write it with a stinky felt tip marker so that your eyes see it like a contract, right? Your brain is writing it down, so it's a commitment, right? You touch the paper as you're writing it, and you can feel the vibration of the felt tip marker in your finger, which is, again, now a third part of your brain. You even smell it as you're writing these things down, which, again, goes in a 4th place in your brain, that you can smell the things you're working on, the specific things you're working on this week to improve as a Forex trader. And if you still screw it up, you sleep in the bathtub. That's pretty hardcore. I've never actually read many. I've probably read 3 Forex books in my life. I don't think other people write these things, but it's the stuff like I do, and that's why I put it there. And I honestly believe if you did those things, maybe if you're like me, maybe you're not like me. Like I'm an A type and you're a C type, and maybe other things. Maybe a group hug would be the right thing for you. I don't know. But the book is like what I did to get to the place I wanted to be. And that meant rewire my brain. And so that's a physiological thing we're talking about. That's neuro-linguistic programming that we're talking about. These are very big ideas outside of technical and fundamental analysis. Yeah, well, here, I asked for that. They wouldn't do it. The editing is pretty poor in some places, like spelling mistakes and stuff. But again, I'm the writer. That's not my job. That's the editor's job. Yeah, the color, again, that's Wiley. Remember, it's their book. They can do whatever they want with it. Right? I swear to you, they asked me if I wanted to do the bibliography. I'm like, no, why don't, not the bibliography, is it the index or whatever? The table, whatever. So I'm like, no, you do it. Amazing. So I wrote it. I handed it to one of the largest publishing houses in the world, and they did everything else. Right. So that's it. Right? If I recall right, they paid me like, I don't remember, a few $1,000 up front, and I earned like maybe $5 a book. And the first thing I did was throw a $50,000 party. So, not a moneymaker. I just wrote it. It's the God's honest truth. There it is. There you go, world. Do with it what you want. Okay? But these are the things that I would pay attention to. 1/3 of the book is on how to keep a trade journal properly to make you a better trader. Not just journal. Journaling doesn't do anything for you. You can journal all your crappy trades all you want. It's not going to make you a better trader. Right? It's how to improve that's most important. And so again, what are you doing to improve? If you miss these trades, right? So what are we now? In the 3rd week of September? So we've had a month now. If you miss these trades, what are you going to do about it to make a change? If somebody sets you up like, yeah, this is going to move, that's going to move, that's going to move, that's going to move, it's going to start the 3rd week of August, it's going to go up thousands of pips, you need to try to make 10,000 pips in September, and now all of a sudden they're all up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, even 1,000 pips. And if you're not on it, like, what are you going to do? Right? What more does it take? Well, it can't be more from me, so what are you going to do to make a change? Right? You can look at yourself and make that change. Right? I don't know. So that's I get fired up over this stuff. I've gone over it a little bit, but right? But you got it like, but if you now know it's for sure real, then what are you going to do if you didn't get it? Right? How do you behave? If you've had a bad trading today, do you say you're going to post 5 solid trade plans on Forex.Today so that you know exactly what you're going to do or not do tomorrow? You know what I mean? Like, well, screwed today up, so I'm going to spend the next 4 hours writing incredibly detailed and solid trade plans for what I'm going to do tomorrow. Because look at your bad trades. When do you lose most of the money? When you're just sitting down trading. Oh, it's moving by. Oh, we're up there. No, plan tomorrow's trade. Right? Plan it. What are you going to do tomorrow? I don't know. That's the problem. Are you a bull? I don't know. That's the problem. Fix it. What are you going to do tomorrow? Well, today is a tough question to ask, or a tough day to ask that question because we got the Fed, and the Fed can screw everything up. But that's the attitude that you should have. You should be setting up tomorrow's trade. What's going to happen London Open tomorrow? Right? So these are dailies, right? So this is a daily pivot. Is that right? The red one? Well, the monthly, and it's on top of that. Are these weeklies? Yeah, these are dailies, right? I mean, look at it. That's an M3. So anyways, I don't know. It's there. You can do this, guys. You got it. It's there. I'm guiding you. I'm helping you. We're talking about it a day in advance, a week in advance, a month in advance. These things are teachable. They're learnable. You can do it. And if you're not getting it, you need to like freak out and go ape crazy on working hard to get it. If I've at least proven It's possible. What else are you going to do? Are you going to open up a froyo franchise instead? We got tons of them in Georgia. They all go out of business in the winter. Forgot about that. Let's spend $400,000 opening a frozen yogurt shop next to the other frozen yogurt shop, next to the ice cream shop. Dude, how many frozen yogurt shops do we need? You spent $450,000 franchising a frozen yogurt? That's what you did with your retirement account? Why don't you be a foreign exchange trader accessing a $5 trillion a day market? Oh, well, maybe that's a good idea. Yeah, no accounts receivable, no accounts payable, right? What's it cost to leverage up 100 to 1? Hardly anything. You got something better to do, right? Look, I was a venture capitalist. And before that, I was a successful entrepreneur helping entrepreneurs become successful. I've read, I'll say, hundreds of business plans. I've read maybe 1,000, probably more, patents. I made 100 investments into patents, right? So imagine that. I've looked at thousands of opportunities. And this is all in the Silicon Valley, so all really cool stuff, right? There's nothing better than the foreign exchange. Nothing. Right? So my old VC shop had 300 employees. We had quants, we had PhDs, we had a whole marketing team, we had a whole product selection team, all this kind of stuff, right? So we'd get patents, we'd bring in the prototypes, we'd interview the entrepreneurs and stuff, we'd go to review panels, and once we decided to invest in a product, we take over the patent, we license it, but that takes marketing. So we had a marketing department go out, make phone calls and trade shows and licensing deals and retailers and manufacturers. Blah, blah, blah. It was all happening. It was all really, really great. I was doing everything I love to do. Started trading the foreign exchange. Got into that. Was kind of trying to do both for a while. They promoted me to vice president of the firm, gave me a beautiful executive office, view of the San Francisco Bay, and then I quit. Because Forex was just so much better than anything I'd ever seen in my entire life. Bar none, hands down, 1,000,000 times better. So if you're not willing to fight for this, what are you going to fight for? If Forex doesn't work, are you just going to take an options course, or why don't you take that thing you saw on TV about flipping real estate? Why don't you do that? Maybe that's the better thing to go. Maybe that froyo thing, yeah. Maybe that brilliant idea your brother-in-law has. Throw some money together and get going. You and your brother-in-law are going to take over the world with some brilliant idea of his. Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, if this ain't worth fighting for, what is it? Well, see, I have to exaggerate for effect, Robert, because I'm trying to hit you intellectually, but also emotionally, because you're not going to change if it's an intellectual decision. Think about someone that rationally thinks all the time. You don't have, see, making a decision is risky, and that's irrational. So I have to appeal to you emotionally. And sometimes that's just making you mad. If I can piss you off, it's better than you being cold stone sober. Okay? And then what? if I can get you to believe me, and that's the thing, right? If I can get you to believe me emotionally, then you can rationalize it, all kinds of crap. The logic doesn't even have to be logical. It doesn't even have to be like, I mean, it doesn't matter. Once you've made an emotional decision like, I have to be a success, and then you can rationalize it, well, because of this and that, I can learn that, I can do this, but it doesn't matter because you've already decided. Then you can rationalize after. And you find all kinds of reasons to rationalize. You understand? And this is someone who is extremely rational all the time. But how about this? What if I just pounded you with facts? Facts and facts and statistics and facts and statistics. But you're not emotionally bought in. What if just emotionally you're not there? You're not going to change. You're not going to do it. You understand? You just won't do it. So you need to get emotional is what I've been trying to say. If you missed out on this, you're not on your way to 5,000 to 10,000 pips, then holy, right? Like, yes, you should be. And don't, I mean, it's a wake-up call that you have to change. It's now like go time. It's radical time. Here's the ball. Run. Score. Right? So that's up to you. It's up to you. Right? Yeah, but Wayne, I don't have time to post a trade plan on Forex.Today. I don't have 20 minutes a day. I totally want to be successful. I want to do all these things. I totally buy into it, Wayne. But I don't have 20 minutes to post a trade plan. You know what I mean? But you know it's true, right? No, it's true. I'm not seeing 200 trade plans a day from this group that visits every day. Like, well, I just don't have the time. I don't have the time. I'm a busy guy, Wayne. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm an expert at taking losses, Peter. So, and I think, again, shameless plug, but for Wiley, I believe my book says to take pride in your losses. So, yeah, let's do that, huh? So, be careful today. FOMC, a lot of uncertainty, right? Maybe we get a date on the start of the balance sheet tapering, if you want to call it that. They're going to say something like, are they going to think about raising interest rates in December? Right? They're probably going to maybe give us a hint. Tell us what they're going to look for, because they're data dependent, but what kind of data? And then if they're going to do it, then it's the October, November meeting that then they're going to say, okay, we're going to go or not go in December. So think about it. If they're going to do it in December, then they kind of need to get that ball rolling to hint. But maybe what they probably will say is the data doesn't look good, so December shouldn't be that certain, because right now the market is priced it in. So what if they say, well, this hurricane stuff, we're not quite getting the inflation, we're not quite getting the wage growth, there's a lot of, stuff that's a risk. But we'll start chopping down the balance sheet, which in my humble opinion is very similar to raising interest rates anyways. So start looking for all of that. So not a rate hike in December, but maybe in December they start trimming the balance sheet. Okay? But remember, write down the things that we talked about, watch the release, watch the press conference, and watch the chart. And when it takes off up or down, or most likely up and down, try to figure out what Yellen said to make that happen, and then figure out which of the bullet points, again, the reasoning that we talked about, created that. Was it inflation? Was it wage growth? Was it, all this kind of stuff? And walk away smarter. Don't worry about trading, right? Don't worry about trading. Walk away smarter. And then maybe sit down and explain it to somebody. You know what? I just watched the Fed release, went through the whole press conference. There's some unusual things that were said, and the way that the market reacted was very interesting. Let me explain it. Sounds like the start of a good day. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May our profits be above average. Thank you for being on my team with TradersWay. And again, those coupon codes die in a day or two. So if you're going to sign up, man, for the training course. You asked for it. I think 6 people asked for it and 2 people signed up. So again, I don't know what more I can do. So again, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May our profits be above average. See you tomorrow, huh? Boo!